Hi, this is April Wansik from Akia Communications with On the Spot, and today we're talking with Jamie Geierman, who is our Associate Director of Optimization. And Jamie and I have been talking a little bit about a trend that's starting to expand with Instagram, rolling out to more locations, this idea of hiding likes and what that means for brands, what impact that has on influencer marketing. And so we thought this would be a really good topic for us to dive into a little bit more through On the Spot and just kind of explore what does all this mean and kind of what will the impact be beyond just Instagram. So maybe just kind of start with kind of why Instagram started this in the first place.
Sure. So, I mean, can we imagine a world without Instagram likes? I think that so many of us have come to really validate our posts and what we're doing online to the number of reactions and likes that we're receiving. And part of the reason why Instagram is doing this really stems from a self-esteem issue. So we're seeing that certain people are getting hundreds or thousands of likes on a single post, and when we're not receiving that, it kind of makes us feel crummy. So the origin behind this is to remove that like factor so that you don't feel that competition on their platform. And then another reason too is just that it starts to create a more kind of equal playing field in terms of the types of posts that are going up there. So their hope is that we're going to focus more on the quality of our posts versus the quantity of the posts.
And so when you look at it from that lens in terms of the quality, then that is a good thing for brands because hopefully it will kind of encourage and motivate thinking through what type of content will actually be posted from an influencer on behalf of the brand.
Exactly. I think right now what happens a lot is we see certain influencers who are getting those thousands of reactions or likes on posts, and we think those are the ones we have to work with. And you start to look across the channel and a lot of things are looking very similar because people see that type of content is receiving a lot of engagement. So we start to mimic that and copy it, and it makes it less authentic. So now when we don't have that, outwardly report card, if you will, of what the post is worth in terms of engagement, we're going to focus more on what's actually in the photo or within the video, and that allows brands and individuals to be a little bit more, genuinely spontaneous with what it is that they're posting, and it'll feel different and look different across the platform as a whole.
And one thing we were talking about too is what this might do to help maybe influence other social channels to maybe adopt something similar, but we're kind of seeing a little bit of the reverse when you think of LinkedIn or even Facebook and the different ways that you can like or engage with a post. So what is your take on kind of where this goes from here? Is it just Instagram, or do you kind of see this maybe taking off in other ways?
Yeah, it's really interesting. It's kind of a bold move by Instagram because so many people are measuring the content that they're putting out there by those number of engagements. And we've seen, as you mentioned, Facebook and LinkedIn launching different ways to react to a post. So it feels very different than what we're seeing there. I could see a shift overall with maybe Facebook first. There's similar problems there where we know it's a platform that's still heavily used, even though it's by kind of some older demographics. There's still a lot of younger audiences on there too, and we have the self-esteem issue with younger generations and bullying. So I think it would be a pretty cool move to do away with the likes altogether, but it creates challenges on the business side when you're trying to measure the quality or the impact of those posts. So it'll be interesting to see what they do with it, but then what I think will happen is you're going to see the rise of the true influencers really come to the top. So right now, you might have an influencer that you're working with that is receiving thousands of likes on a post, but is it because they really like what's in there when they're partnering with a brand? Or is it because everybody else is liking it, so I'm going to like it too? Or I just like that influencer and I'm seeing a post from them, so I'm going to like it. It's really hard to gauge when you're only looking at those engagements whether or not it's going to have an impact on your business. So I think what this means for brands, especially the savvy ones, is they're going to take a step back and acknowledge that engagement is really just one step in the journey towards a decision. So if you're only looking at that vanity metric of how many people have liked a post, you're not really tying it back to the impact it's having on your business or sales. So some things that you can do instead are look at the overall impact of your digital footprint or the health of your site. So if you are running a campaign with an influencer and they're promoting a specific product or service or offering, are you seeing an increase in site visits on your website? Are you seeing an increase in time that people are spending across your pages? Are they maybe going to that specific service or product? You really need to keep an eye on, what's happening across other channels and not just how many people are liking a post.
Well, Jamie, it's always great talking to you. You have excellent insight and appreciate you spending some time with me today on the spot, digging into this topic, which I have a feeling we'll continue to revisit over time as things constantly change within the social landscape. So thank you.
Thank you.
Ba ba ba